Hey guys, this is Mike with Mid-America Coins. I wanted to show you a little bit of the counterfeiting coins that's going on. As you well know, last year, not this year, but last year at our show, we had Doug Davis there, who's in charge of this, who helps us get this stuff off the street. Guys, they do look for donations. If you can get up online and just look online, as I'm showing you these, they are part of the ACTF. Anti-Counterfeiting Task Force. Guys, if you can help them out by donating and help them keep this going, this has been a great cause. We're getting these fake coins off the streets and not accidentally into your collection. We don't want to see you guys buying stuff like that. Unfortunately, like the other day, I bought a bunch of $20 gold pieces. My customer had one in there, but he bought them way back about 20 years ago. Did not know that that was even in there. So it's kind of hard to go back on them people. But, you know, guys, really watch, really go somewhere that you know. It's really scary buying online right now. But guys, if you are buying online, make sure you know the person you're buying from, or buy it from a legitimate company that will take it back and make it right. Because even I have accidentally sold a coin in my past, but I was willing to take it back, and I did, and we destroyed it. So guys, in a few minutes here, I'll be talking with Doug Davis and get a little bit more information about this again. We are here today with Doug Davis. He takes care of the Anti-Counterfeiting Force. Doug, tell us a little bit about what all you do there.
Well, as Director of Anti-Counterfeiting for the Anti-Counterfeiting Educational Foundation, it's our job is to help educate law enforcement and the numismatic community, along with the public, in regards to the influx of counterfeit coins entering the U.S. marketplace. And it's actually creating a lot of problems, not only for the numismatic community and the precious metals industry, but also the U.S. monetary system. Because right now that probably 90% of the counterfeits today are coming from China, but the mass proliferation of those is, we're getting reports of victims losing anywhere from $500 to up to $100,000 that they bought counterfeit coins from different social media outlets, websites, Craigslist, Amazon, and everything. So we're seeing a large number of counterfeits in a variety of media, online, offline, and again, it's creating a lot of issues for us here in the numismatic.
Do you think it's heavier today than what it was 20 years ago?
Oh, definitely. In the last 5 years, when, of course, Anti-Educational Counterfeiting Educational Foundation was established 5 years ago, that's when we started seeing a big increase in counterfeits being dumped into the market. The last 5 years, that has continued to increase, and we're still seeing a large number of counterfeit websites associated with those counterfeits coming from China. And it's very frustrating for the victims, the numismatic industry, and everything, because of the numbers and the numbers of reports we're receiving through the Anti-Counterfeiting Task Force. And I encourage everybody, whether you're a dealer, whether you're the public, whether you're a collector or not, is to get on our website, and it's acefonline.org, and report a counterfeit. And basically, you can go on the website and click on there to report a counterfeit. And that's very important for us to be able to gather that intelligence information, input the data into our database so we can coordinate and follow trends and patterns from where these counterfeits are coming in, identifying the manufacturers, backtracking, again, addresses, telephone numbers associated with those. We're seeing that a lot of these companies, and the majority right now that we're seeing is that Facebook pop-up ads or numerous counterfeit entities, manufacturers of counterfeits are actually buying hundreds of domains and then they put these ads out, basically using the same templates. The contact information is usually bad. Telephone numbers are bad. You can't get into to respond to any calls and everything. And this makes it difficult by using those types of domain is actually finding who the who the suspects are, who the manufacturers are. So it takes a lot of time, and that's what we do, is we actually try to use that information to, again, identify. And it takes, it's very hard sometimes to identify them because of the ways that they're doing it in mass.
So let me ask you another question. How are you guys funded? How do you operate?
Well, right now the ACF is funded totally by donations by the numismatic industry. A couple of years ago, the ACF went under the guise of the Professional Numismatist Guild and everything, and they took over the ACF, which is a nonprofit 501c3. That all donations are, tax deductible and everything. And again, that's how we operate, totally off of donations from the numismatic community and the public. And it's, this is an area that is extremely important because it's frustrating for law enforcement. Whatever level of law enforcement, whether it's local, state, or whatever the case may be, they do not have the knowledge or the expertise to investigate these things. Secret Service, although they do currency, is limited in the number of agents that have any experience with actually coins and precious metals. And so ACF has put on schools across the country for federal law enforcement agencies that see this stuff coming in, such as Customs Border Protection, Homeland Security investigations, Postal Inspection Service and everything. And, our job is to educate those officers so they can, first of all, know what's being introduced into the marketplace, identify those counterfeits, whether it's a slab coin or whether it's a raw coin that's coming in mass quantities. As everyone knows, coin dealers are not going to be ordering mass numbers of coins from China, and when we see those coming in, well then that registers a red flag. Not too long ago, we see just a little over 5,000 going to a retailer or distributor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, knowing that when they get those, then it's immediately going to be distributed to other, whether it's flea market dealers or whether it's other retail outlets within small malls or whatever. Number one is to deceive the public. And
sounds like they're up to no good.
Yes, sir. And the key to it is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Today's markets, you cannot buy $9.99 for a Morgan dollar or $19.95 for a 1 ounce silver equal in today's market. So those are telltale red signs. But the problem we're seeing now is that people are trying to diversify or not use the traditional stock market and so forth. They want to buy gold and silver because of the volatility of the market, and also as an alternative to the normal investment tools that they have out there. They want to have it in their hands. And I try to tell them that's a great idea. You need to do that. You need to diversify so that if the banks close down, you can't get your money out of the ATM machines. At least you have some gold and silver or some type of numismatic valued cans that you could at least barter for whatever you needed until the situation corrects itself. So it's very important to vet those the companies that you buy from. I would suggest and encourage you to use P&G accredited precious metal dealers or entities that have a good reputation. Major national companies, your local dealer that you verified that has, number one is that you've did a little background on them, that they're honest, that and so forth. They're not somebody that just came in and opened up yesterday. You have to be careful about buying off of anybody that's offering coins nowadays without making sure that you're not buying counterfeits. and the testing methods vary from the weight of the coin, the thickness, the fonts on especially on the eagles and everything a lot that we're seeing coming in. But we're also seeing a large number of world mint produced coins. We're seeing more and more of those being counterfeited also, and we're working with those mints and other agencies in regards to what we're seeing coming across. So it's important for y'all to file a report with ACEF on what you're seeing coming across your counter as a dealer, or what you're seeing out into the marketplace as a collector, or if you buy something and it's from an entity that turns out to be counterfeit, then the Anti-Counterfeiting Task Force can actually go research those companies and forward that information to the appropriate law enforcement agency for them to take charge of that investigation. The key to what we do is that we're able to provide them with experts across the country that allows them to develop that case, get the elements of the case that they need to prosecute those individuals that are selling counterfeit coins. In addition, we're seeing within the last 90 to 120 days more and more NGC and PCGS slab coins being counterfeit.
I think we are seeing a lot more of them today.
Right, and I encourage everybody that when you see, you need to vet. You need to really do a good background and get a good feeling of those individuals. What we're seeing also is we have.
What do you think of that Sigma tester? Do you think that's a good?
I think the Sigma is a great tool. But you need to make sure that you've studied it a little bit and know what their limitations are and what some of the issues that we're seeing. Because, when the counterfeiters are red flagged on what we're seeing or what the numismatic community or dealers are seeing as, an imperfection or something, well, then they immediately change the dies and correct that. So the SIG is a great tool to help with that. So, but when
you got to know how to use it right.
That's exactly right.
I ran across that yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
Guy did not know how to test Canadian coins. They're 0.9167, the same as an eagle, but they put it on 0.97 and it tested out fake. Right. The problem is you guys can use your eagle, go to your eagle test because it's the same gold. They test it out pure.
Exactly.
So you got to know how to use the item that you got.
Right. And a lot of times you can just do the basic test or the magnetic test or the weight or the thickness, the diameter, and so forth and so on. They can't get it right all the time, especially in regards to the slabbed coins, whether it's PCGS, NGC, ANAC, whatever third-party grading service it is a lot of times that they can't identify or not identify, but they can't utilize or use such as the hologram, the correct colors they can't get right. The fonts that they use on the insert and everything.
Or the holder might be too thick.
The holder might be too thick or whatever. And we're seeing especially that is like in the cases we have here, whether it's the PAMP cards, and maybe I didn't bring any of those, but we're seeing is that on the PAMP cards or the Credit Suisse, anything that's carded is that they cannot.
Well, there's a Swiss bar.
They can't get the thickness of the card and the bar. It's too thick. So I think,
Yeah, a lot of the fake bars I notice are thicker than the normal regular gold bars.
And a lot of times it has to do with the color right off the bat. If you see the slabs here that are counterfeit and also the coins, even though they say they're 70s or 69s, but if you put them right close together, a lot of times you can see from the color or just the manufacturer. Some of them's got that dull finish. Some of them's got, it's what we call a zombie head on the eagles and everything. So there's variations there, but you have to be careful. And that's what we're seeing with people that buy investment coins. We have specifically, we have a couple of cases with some telemarketers that have actually sold counterfeit gold coins to investors that they have put in the safes, had for 2 or 3 years. Their conditions have changed, whether it's financial or medically that they need money. They pull those coins out of the safe, needing the money. So they've had them there for 5 years. They take them down to their local dealer, and the dealer says, well, these are all counterfeit. We have one victim that's lost over 100,000, and another one that's lost.
Well, how did it? Do you suggest that the best thing they could do if they find that out is make sure they keep a receipt with them where they bought them from?
Correct, and that's exactly what we try to do. Any of the cases or reports we have, we want as much information, intel on that company, on that individual, on that website, on that social media platform, that we can develop a trend and pattern. Exactly what you're saying is, can we link those suspects together? Can we link those companies together? Are they organized or are they single individuals? We recently have a case working that an individual has sold thousands of Morgan dollars, and the venue has been to flea markets, to antique malls, dealers that are not, privy or see those type of coins coming in on a daily basis across the counter. And that's why we encourage, dealers that when they see coins coming across, shoot us an email. Let us know what you're seeing this week. Let us know what you're seeing during the course of the month. And then we pass that information on and to Customs and Border Protection. And it's important when you buy something like you're talking about your receipt. It's important for us, especially when they're coming across right now, the Chinese, when you're buying off of these websites, and they're sending it into a distribution center, say in California or whatever. And in that distribution center, then they're slapping over the shipping label of the Chinese company the regular address to the victim that's bought the counterfeit coins. But in many cases, we're able to peel off that top layer and see exactly where that Chinese manufacturer is. And then what we do is we send that information to Customs and Border Protection for them to flag that address and to flag those packages coming in. Because when we see those packages, and they've started using smaller packages, smaller quantities and everything, and on the front of it where it says in the description, it is either computer parts, electrical parts, garden tools. We have examples of that. So they're using a description of garden tools in a package that's like so. They're doing that because it's not as easy for Customs and Border Protections to flag those smaller packages, or the Postal Service in their investigation. So it's very helpful, and it's very frustrating because we have a lot of cases that are in the pipeline, but it's getting those cases because law enforcement is so inundated with all the other issues that are going on right now. So the more that we advertise and the more that educate and everything, then that's going to help us attack this problem even further. But again, it's going to take for us to continue to do what we do is, we need the financial support from the public and the numismatic industry. So.
And for all you guys out there that watches my video and watch some of the other channels that are linked to me, guys, I'm asking you guys again, like I did last year, help these guys keep going, because they protect us, they protect the other people out there. So we need to all stick together, and let's try to get some donations together for this one this year again.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to talk with y'all, and again, if y'all have any questions or anything, feel free to contact me at any time. Shoot me an email on the ACF website, doug@acefonline.org. We're there to help. What we do is, again, with law enforcement and the victims, we are an advocate for the counterfeit victim, and we're an advocate for law enforcement. And unless we work together, we're not going to be able to attack this problem and minimize what's going on with the mass proliferation of these counterfeits in the U.S. marketplace. So we appreciate all your help and all your support.
Okay, guys, as you sign out, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you for watching. Doug, thank you very much for letting us do this interview with you. We will be talking to you all soon. And remember, guys, We need to help. We all need to stick together.